Hi, this is Chris German from The Apartment Dealer. Welcome back to The Apartment Dealer Show. This is where we bring you the information, the resources, the network of professionals that will assist you as you build your financial legacy through multifamily investments. So now we have our unit mix. We know how many 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, right? That's in this 10-unit building. We have our offering memorandum, which was we based our initial assessment of the property based on that, but now we're gonna do our homework and double check that against the rental agreements. But let's say these rental agreements are outdated. Some of these tenants have been there 15, 20 years. How do you not know that over that number of years, the tenant and the landlord don't have a side agreement that, hey, the rent is actually reduced because you're gonna sweep the property for me, or the rent is reduced for a certain period of time, then it went back to a certain number, and they don't have any historical paperwork on these verbal agreements. Well, there's a form called a Tenant Estoppel. So a Tenant Estoppel essentially is a one-page form, and it comes in various forms, but typically it's a one-page form that itemizes for you the tenant, the unit number, who the landlord is, what the current rental rate is, how much security deposit did they have on file, or is the landlord and tenant agreeing that that is the current security deposit. It also outlines what utilities does the tenant pay. Do they pay for electricity, gas, water, or trash? It also notates the appliances that are in the property, the stove, the refrigerator, the microwave. What belongs to who? Does it belong to the tenant? Does it belong to the unit? So what you can request during the course of your escrow is tenant estoppel certificates. So your agent, your representative will ask that the seller's agent prepare these documents, one for each tenant, and both the tenant and the landlord must sign these documents. Once you have that, you can now compare your tenant estoppel against your rental agreement to make sure there isn't any discrepancies. Bottom line, this is income property. We need to make sure that the income and expenses that we're using to evaluate, to make our decision on what we're going to purchase the property for, are in fact the truth. Do not overlook these items. These are very, very important, because once you close escrow and you come to find out, oh, the rental agreement said security deposit was X, tenant now is saying something different. The rent roll said that the rental rate was X, you close escrow, now you're the new owner, tenant comes to you and say, no, that's not how much I'm paying X. The tenant estoppel will clear all that up for you, because during the course of escrow, something that's more current, both landlord and tenant are agreeing on the numbers. I hope that information helps. The whole idea is here, we're trying to assist you in the day-to-day of being a multifamily investor. Chris German from The Apartment Dealer, and as always, wishing you positive cash flow, tenants who behave, and much protection from Uncle Sam. Make sure to subscribe to our channel so that you'll receive the additional 5-minute multifamily segments that we will be sharing. See you then.